Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Heat H of RWA Rebirth Series 2. We have 6 more machines ready to battle it out for the semis. Let's see who they are.
From Bedford, Kapow.
Kapow is armed with a very powerful flipper. It's 97 grams so it's relatively heavy. It's well armoured with really thick card. Watch out for these guys, they could do well.
From West Yorkshire, Terrible.
Veterans of Robot Wars Armageddon, but they've never really had too much success. However, they are former Tag Team Terror champions, so these guys might be ones to watch out for in this competition, especially with their thick Lego armour.
From Los Angeles, La Machine.
The United Mistakes machine, it's very powerful, very quick with a deadly wedge. However, the lack of active weaponry and the light weight of 85 grams are a bit of a worry for me.
From Rebirth, Shrapnel.
This robot looks deadly. It may be 100 grams in weight, however the main talking point is the 37 gram spinning bar which reaches a top speed of 2,500 RPM.
From Hertfordshire, Evilution.
A 2-wheel drive driven machine, very quick at 15 centimeters per second, highly armoured in Lego, and it's got a front hinge flipper. They could do well, who knows.
From Kundra and seeded number 10, Panic Attack.
Back this time around, there's a number 10 seeds. It's heavy at 98 grams, it's got good weaponry, good control, good style. It's a good robot really. Launch has more.
The 10th seeds Panic Attack have never actually won the main competition in Robot Wars Armageddon, but they have been semi-finalists on multiple occasions. Last time around, they only made the heat final, beaten by Ice Fire. Can they reclaim former glories and progress through the heats once again?
So in Group B we have Shrapnel, La Machine and Evilution. That should be a great group, I can't wait to see that one. But first we have Kapow, Terrible and the number 10 seeds Panic Attack. Kapow versus Panic Attack is first up. The favourites of this group have got to be Panic Attack because of their seeding, but they got flipped up in the air straight away there by Kapow. Kapow's flipper is powerful. I did turn around and say that earlier on. Up in the air went Panic Attack there, but Panic Attack now coming back in on Kapow and pushing them into Nail. And there's Nail's Crusher coming down onto the flipper. Now, not much damage was done there. I did tell you that it had a very strong amount of armour for a card machine. Apparently it's laid in 14 layers thick card. That is incredible. That is one of the thickest amounts of card we've ever seen in Robot Wars Armageddon, which means that it could be impenetrable to most things, and Panic Attack here are going to actually have to really try hard and dig down deep to win this one, because they are losing this one in my opinion at the moment. Malfunction's axe now coming down to the base plate on Panic Attack. Panic Attack though lifting Kapow up and throwing them up and over, so there is still power in the lifting forks, and now Nail can crumple in on the vulnerable soft underbelly of Kapow, and all of a sudden this match is turned on its head straight away. Panic Attack, I tell you what, they were losing this one, but now, once again, due to Kim Davis's fantastic driving, they've managed to come back strongly, and I think Kapow are in all sorts of trouble here now. I don't think they can self-right, can they? Yes, they can, but they land on Malfunction's flipping scoop. They were lucky not to end up in the pit, and I think they might have run out of CO2. They can't seem to self-right, and Panic Attack now stacking them against the arena sidewall. Can Kapow self-right? Yes, they can, but Panic Attack back on them again like a vicious wolf, like a vulture. He will not let them go. He will not leave them alone. And Kapow, I think, now are done for here. They can't seem to self-right. Down comes Malfunction's axe once and twice, puncturing the underbelly once again. The weakness is obviously the underside of Kapow, and this is a shame to me because they started off so well. But they're being crumpled into now by Nail, both house robots. Oh, they're between a rock and a hard place. Oh. And both robots playing tug of war with Kapow. Oh, poor Kapow. And Panic Attack's trying to attack Nail now, but haven't quite got enough power in their forks to lift her up. She is a big girl. She's 325 grams in weight, Nail is. Imagine that landing on your foot. She's not very good at dancing either. I wonder why. Malfunction now, slamming the axe down on Kapow once again, and Kapow pitted and finished after a very good early on display. But Panic Attack, they managed to secure the 3 points. Well done to them. Kapow, they want to come back strongly now against Terrible to see if they can get 3 points. Let's get to the arena.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So can Kapow redeem themselves here against Terrible? Remember, they have to get 3 points here, but they also have to hope in hell that Terrible tie with Panic Attack. Otherwise, they could be going out themselves. Up and over go Terrible, though, and Kapow getting underneath. Yeah, and throwing them across the arena into Brick. And nearly out of the arena there. And carrying Terrible around in a piggyback there. That was pretty cool. Terrible's lifting device doesn't look that impressive this time around, does it? I think they're struggling here, and they've been flipped up and over again. The tough armor isn't going to protect them here. They've not really lived up to much in Rebirth again. They were former Tag Team Terror Champion, and that was, let's be fair, mostly because of Mastiff doing all the work. But they have Kapow in the CPZ now, and Upside Down, and Brick is in there. And you do not want to mess with Brick. He is 355 grams of pure power and push, along with his lifting arms. Once again, Terrible flipped up and over though, and again, and now they're stuck in the CPZ with Malfunction, and very nearly out of the arena there as well, Terrible. This is a terrific performance by Kapow. Really good machine, Kapow, you know. It's a shame that they lost so early on to Panic Attack, because I tell you what, this machine could well be a semi-finalist if they come back in another series. The flipper is very strong, it's very impressive, and I think Terrible could be done for here. Their lifting arm is stuck in the air. I don't think they have any power left in that anymore. They can still move, but what else can they do? They have no way of defense or offense here. And they are currently in all sorts of trouble and being thrown again by Kapow. The only thing that Kapow seems to struggle with here is finishing off opponents. Yes, you can throw them around till the cows come home at the end of the day, but you can't seem to get the job done. But now Terrible on its side, but they've been righted. Was that a mistake there by Kapow? I'm not too sure. And Terrible's lifting arm is still working. This is a good battle so far, but for me, Kapow is by far on top. Terrible trying to get back into things. And once again, now Brick slamming in with those lifting arms. And his four-wheel drive skid steer system, 20 centimeters per second, 355 kilos. Imagine that's slamming into you at that speed. And Kapow now once again pushing Terrible. You see Terrible having problems with their lifter here, but Kapow went flying thanks to Malfunction. Now I wonder if that's going to prove costly. I don't think so. And once again, Terrible's lifting arm here seems to have just died on them. And now they're upside down in the CPZ. Kapow still trying to get them out of the arena, but just can't seem to quite be able to do it. And that's a shame, really. But they flip over Brick. That just shows you the power of that flipper. Brick, 355 grams. He is a big boy, a hell of a house robot, and the time's now ticking down. So this is going to go to the judges. Fair play to Terrible for managing to survive right to the end to make it to a judge's decision, but I don't think it's going to last.
Cease.
And cease called there. Well, fair play to Terrible, but let's be fair, it was pretty obvious who'd won that one. Kapow get 2 points. That means they can't hope to go through. Panic Attack, all they have to do now is win on the judge's decision against Terrible. Can they do it?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Like I said, all Panic Attack have to do now is survive to a judge's decision. Oh my goodness me! And they very nearly didn't do that! Terrible nearly put them down on the pitch straight away! Remember, if points are tied, the 2 robots who are tied have to battle it out. Or the 3 robots who are tied, it depends. Really? That hasn't happened yet, apart from a 3-way tie earlier on in this series. Meanwhile, Panic Attack being pushed back here by Terrible into the CPZ with Malfunction. Panic Attack trying to get a hold of them now. Terrible, they did a very, very good performance there. They very nearly pitted Panic Attack straight away, trying to make up for the loss in the last round. Kapow, we know, are out because they have only made 2 points. So if Terrible was to win this, Kapow would be out, but these two would have to duke it out again to see who definitely goes through. Can Terrible do it? It is possible. They're in the CPZ though with Malfunction. I'm pretty certain Malfunction's hammer isn't going to do too much to them because they are armoured in Lego. It's a very strong substance. There's Panic Attack trying to get back into the action, but Terrible keeps trying to lift them up into the air. They've obviously fixed their lifting arm for this round. Oh, man, that was dreadful driving by Kim Davis there. Driving into Brick. And Brick, don't forget, is a mean machine. But once again, that's terrible. Are stuck in the CPZ and once again being slammed by Brick. Now Terrible lifting up Panic Attack once again, but the two robots locking horns, as it were, quite literally. And I think Panic Attack, they have, look, in doing that, they've ripped off the lifting tongue of the lifting arm, which means now Terrible can't get underneath them. And all of a sudden, this battle's gone from being very close to very one-sided. And I think Terrible's lifting arm is stuck up in the air once again. I think it's jammed. Not that it matters even if it wasn't, because it can't do anything now. And they've been flipped up and over there by Malfunction. I was going to tactics by Panic Attack, pushing him into the CPZ. Panic Attack now flipped Terrible up and over, and now have clutched a hold of them. And I wonder what they hope to do now with Terrible. I've tried to push him down the pit, I think, but Terrible, in doing so, they've inadvertently righted Terrible now. But Terrible driving onto those lifting forks once again, and Panic Attack proving why they are the number 10 seeds and why they are a multi-time series semi-finalist. They reached three televised series semi-finals in the Rebirth Wars Armageddon. They've pitted Terrible, and they are going through to the heat final with the full 6 points. So long, Terrible. So long, Kapow. You're both out. Panic Attack through to the heat final. Well done to them. They're the reason why they're number 10 seeds. And now we have Shrapnel, Evilution, and La Machine. And I believe it's Shrapnel and La Machine up first.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
If I had to pick a winner out of these two, it'd have to be Shrapnel. It's a very powerful spinning bar. 37 grams that thing weighs. It spins at 2,500 RPM. But La Machine, do not count them out. Oh, but they've been toppled up and over. Now, I told you I was worried about their lack of weaponry, but they also are very lightweight. They're only 85 grams, and I think that was what cost them there. The power of the spinning bar of Shrapnel was just too great, and they couldn't help being knocked over because of how lightweight they are, really. And now, as you can see, Brick clutching a hold of them, grabbing them. La Machine are done for here. No self-righting mechanism, no weighing weapon apart from its wedge, and that's it for them. And I think then to the right of your picture, I think Katrina's spinning flywheel just broke off. I'm not too sure. La Machine, meanwhile, being slammed into by Brick. 20 centimeters per second there. 350 grams. Imagine that slamming into you. There's that spinning bar once again. It's done the damage. And Shrapnel could be one to watch out for in this heat. That's the kind of machine that could take Panic Attack on head on, if you ask me. La Machine are done for, as we all know. And I think that's it for them. Well, Shrapnel's still trying to do some damage. And La Machine dumped down the pit by Brick. Well, it was a good attempt by them, but in the end, Shrapnel reigned victorious. Look at that spinning bar. That looks frightening, doesn't it? They get the 3 points, La Machine gets 0. They now have to try and make up that fact against Evilution. Can they do it? Well, let's get to the arena and find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So I've just heard that La Machine have to do some repairs, so before they get repaired, these two are going to fight first, Evilution and Shrapnel. And, oh! Shrapnel immediately toppled over there by Evilution. Now I wonder how much damage is done there. Also, I think there, Karma has had some damage done to her wheel. Yes, she has, look. That blue ring on the floor is something there that holds the wheel, her wheel's in place, and it's come straight off, which means the wheel now could fall off. Meanwhile, Shrapnel doing some sort of breakdance across the arena. Oh, this is fantastic fun. And Shrapnel, the robot which I said was the one to watch out for here, have already been beaten by Evilution, and that was a very impressive display. And down the pit goes Shrapnel. Well, Evilution, I tell you what, they came back, and they came back strongly there. That was a fantastic performance. They get 3 points. So now the question is, have La Machine made enough repairs to fight off against Evilution and see if they can cause a tie-break between the two of them?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
We've got to watch out to see how Evilution works. Well, Evilution immediately flipped up and over there by La Machine. La Machine definitely have made the improvements. Now, this is the kind of performance we were expecting from them, to be honest, with their powerful drive and their wedge added together. Look at the power of it. They're throwing Evilution up and over, but don't count Evilution out just yet. Oh, they caused themselves suicide there. Remember, Evilution are a very powerful machine. They just took out a Shrapnel in seconds. They drove underneath them, they threw them up and over, and that was it. Evilution, though, for me, currently are being bullied around the arena by La Machine, and we could very well go for a tiebreaker here, if that is the case. Because for me, La Machine is doing all the work here and pushing them now into the jaws of Karma. And Karma plucking them up into the air, but they're okay. Slammed into the arena sidewall once again, though, by La Machine. And Evilution being bullied and bounced around here. And this is the kind of display we were hoping for from the Americans. This is how they managed to win so much in the late 90s, mid to late 90s in the American Robot Wars scene. This is a completely redesigned version of La Machine, but it still keeps the same sort of basic ideas and concept. But it's been made much heavier, much bulkier, but it's still lightweight, but it's definitely doing the job here. And now Evilution are in trouble. Their flipper is up, and they can't self-right like that. I'm almost certain of it. And also, they are now at the mercy of Karma. And Karma clutching them up into the air and dropping them now onto the drop zone. And I wonder how much damage is going to be done here on the drop zone. X-Master Block, it's all over for Evilution, I'm afraid. Oh, look, they're at the damage! The wheels! The wheels have come The wheels have come on Evilution, and they've been pitted. Oh, and the rear spike came off as well. Well, that was a fantastic dominant display there by La Machine. Well done to them, which means we now have a tiebreaker because all three machines scored equal 3 points. Who will win in the three-way? Let's find out.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Hard to pick a winner out of these three. They've all had good performances against one another. Shrapnel and La Machine immediately flipped them over by Evilution straight away. And I think that's it already. Evilution flipped Shrapnel up and over, flipped La Machine up and over, both at exactly the same time. That was a great tactic. They saw La Machine was against Shrapnel, they drove in behind La Machine and flipped both machines over at exactly the same time. And that's it for Shrapnel now. The house show was malfunctioning and they're coming in. That's it, look, both machines done for. La Machine gone, Shrapnel gone. Oh, and look at the damage done here by Nail to the back of La Machine. Completely destroyed, crumpled, and mullered. Oh, that is such a shame because La Machine, look at the damage at the back. And now the base plate, the underbelly being destroyed by malfunction. Nail grappling with Shrapnel before coming in with another silent assault this time. Oh, look at that puncturing through the side there of La Machine as if it was paper. Meanwhile, I think Shrapnel are completely done for here. They can't self-right, they're done as well. There's malfunction coming in for an attack. La Machine are completely done for as well. They've been crumpled. What an impressive performance that was by Evilution. What a fantastic way to win a tiebreaker as La Machine gets put onto the drop zone and something heavy, something big is going to drop down. There it comes. Righted now, but I think they're well immobilised. They're down the pit of oblivion. They're done for. And that means, and Shrapnel now is at the mercy of the house robots as Nail, the beautiful lady that she is, takes it to the floor flipper, thrown through the air. Shrapnel now righted before being flipped over by malfunction. And down the pit of oblivion they go as well, thanks to Evilution. And what a performance that was by Evilution. They score the winning points. They get through to the next round, to the heat final. So long La Machine, so long Shrapnel. Well done Evilution, you go through to the heat final and you get to face off against the number 10 seeds Panic Attack. This should be one heck of a battle. I can't wait. Two great drivers, let's get on with it.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Two fantastic drivers here, two fantastic machines. We have Kim Davis and Simon Helbig. Simon Helbig, of course, is a very technical driver as well as Kim Davis. Kim Davis, though, getting underneath Evilution. Oh, and look there, they've managed to get the lifting forks into that exposed gap where the flipper sits. and that means that they can completely control Evilution where they want to. And a battle of the two brilliant drivers, and it's Kim Davis for me who's won that one, and now Nails Claw in where that flipper is. I'm just wondering how much damage has been done to Evilution's flipper there, if any. Evilution being smashed, smacked, bashed and bounded all around the arena here, and Panic Attack. Well, I tell you what, look at that, now they're doing the piggyback ride. And I tell you what, Evilution are completely done for here, down the pit of illusion they go. And what an impressive display that was by Panic Attack. The number 10 seeds, oh, they are back, and they are back better than ever. They're through to the series semi-finals. Well done to them. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode of Road Wars Armageddon Rebirth. I've been Anderson9132, and I'll see you next time. This is how close Karma was to losing a wheel. Literally in one shot of Shrapnel, it took off this bit here on the other side and the blue ring. So literally, if it hit another time, that wheel would have probably come off.